Oftentimes people come up and say, hey, Bruce, are you really that good? I said, well, if I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying. All right, going back to be truthful with you. Let's just put it this way. I have no fear of opponent in front of me. That I am very self-sufficient. That they do not bother me. And that should I fight, should I do anything, I have made up my mind, and that's it, baby. You better kill me before.
Martial art has a very, very deep meaning as far as my life is concerned because as an actor, as a martial artist, as a human being, all these I have learned from martial art. Martial art include all the combative arts like karate, aikido, judo, Chinese kung fu or Chinese boxing, whatever you call it, all those. It's a combative form of fighting. I mean, it's not, some of them became sport, but some of them are still not. I mean, they use, for instance, kicking to the groin, jabbing fingers at the eyes and things like that. To me, at least the way that when I teach it, all type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge. So therefore, they're coming in to, and ask me to teach them not so much of how to defend themselves or how to do somebody in. Rather, they want to learn to express themselves through some movement, be it anger, be it determination, or whatsoever. So in other words, what I'm saying, therefore, is that he is paying me to show him in combative form the art of expressing the human body.
Kick me. Kick me.
You're very much in control of the movement. By too much control, therefore, you're kind of concerned about the execution.
What was that? An exhibition? We need emotional content. Try again. I said emotional content, not anger. Now try again. With me.
Now, right now, I'm telling you to, really just forget about it, just do it. Now, boom, you see, right on the target. When you just ease the burden of your mind, you just do it.
That's it. That is, to me, the most important thing, and that is, how can I, in the process of learning how to use my body, to understand myself?
You see, actually, I do not teach, karate, because I do not believe in styles anymore. I mean, I do not believe that there is such thing as like Chinese way of fighting or the Japanese way of fighting or whatever way of fighting, because unless human beings have 3 arms and 4 legs, we will have a different form of fighting.
Unless we have other group of beings on Earth that are structurally different from us, then there might be a different style of fighting. Now, why is that? Because we have 2 hands and 2 legs now. The important thing is, how can we use it to the maximum? In terms of path, well, straight line, curved line, round lines, they might be slow, but depending on the circumstances, sometimes that might not be slow. And in terms of legs, you can kick up straight, same thing, right? And after all that, then you ask yourself, how can you honestly express yourself at that moment?
Really, to me, okay, to me, ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do, okay? I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, now that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. And when you move, you are determined to move. Not taking 1 inch, not anything less than that. If I want to punch, I'm gonna do it, man, and I'm gonna do it, you see? So, I mean, so that is the type of thing you have to train yourself into it, to become one with the punch. Now, I'm leaning forward a little bit, hoping not to hurt any camera angle. I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it and snap it and get all your energy in there and make this into a weapon. A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking yet, not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. When the opponent expands, I contract. And when he contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself. Because of style, people are separated. They are not united together because styles became law, man. But the original founder of the style started out with hypotheses. But now it has become the gospel truth. And people that go into it, man, became the product of that. It doesn't matter how you are, who you are, how you are structured, how you are built, how you are made. It doesn't matter. You just go in there and be that product. And that, to me, is not right. But if you do not have styles, if you just say, well, here I am, you know, as a human being, how can I express myself? Totally and completely. Now, that way, you won't create a style, because style is a crystallization, you know? I mean, that way, it's a process of continuing growth. I never believed the word star. That's an illusion, man. I mean, that's something public calls you.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
You see, everybody come up to you as Mr. Lee. When you have long hair, they'll say, hey, man, like, that's in, man, baby. That's the in thing. But if you have no name, they'll say, boy, look at that disgusting juvenile delinquent. I mean, too many people are yes, yes, yes to you all the time. When you become successful, when you become famous, it's very, very easily to be blinded by all these happenings. Right? Because, I mean, if things are repeated too many times, you believe in it and it becomes a habit. The word superstar really turned me off, and I'll tell you why. Because the word star, man, is an illusion. It's something what the public calls you. You should look upon oneself as an actor, man. I mean, you would be very pleased if somebody say, hey, man, you are a super actor. It is much better than, you know, superstar. When I first arrived there, you know, I did the Green Hornet, you know, television series back in '65. And as I look around, man, I mean, I saw a lot of human beings. And as I look at myself, I was the only robot there. Because I was not being myself, and I'm trying to accumulate external security, external technique, the way to move my arm, the way, but never to ask and say what Bruce Lee would have done if, the word if, such a thing happened to me. I mean, here it is, the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, so therefore it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness. When I do the Chinese film, I'll try my best not to be as American as I, have been adjusted to for the last 12 years in the States. But when I go back to the States, it seems to be the other way around. It's always that pigtail and bouncing around, chop, with the eyes slant and all that. I have already made up my mind that in the United States, I think something about the Oriental, the true Oriental should be shown.
As a person, one thing that I have definitely learned, and my life, it seems like it's a life of self-examination and self-peeling of myself bit by bit, day by day, is that I do have a bad temper, a violent temper, in fact. So to be honest and all that, I am not as bad as some of them, but I definitely am not saying that I am a saint. When I first learned martial arts, I too have challenged many established instructors. And of course, some other challenging me also. But what I have learned is that challenging means one thing. Is that what is your reaction to it? How does it get you?
Don't waste yourself.
What's your style?
My style? You can call it the art of fighting without fighting.
The art of fighting without fighting? Show me some of it.
Later.
Now, if you are secure within yourself, you treat it very, very, very lightly.
All right. Don't you think we need more room?
Where else?
That island, on a beach. We can take this boat.
Okay.
You ask yourself now, am I really afraid of that man? Or is that man, do I have any doubt within me that he's going to get me? Now, if I do not have such doubt, and if I do not have such feeling,
Hey, are you crazy?
I would certainly treat it very lightly, just as today the rain is going on strong, but tomorrow, baby, the sun is going to come out again. It's like that type of a thing. When I look around, I always learn something, and that is to be always yourself and to express yourself, to have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate him. Now, that seems to me that is the prevalent thing happening in Hong Kong. Like they always copy mannerism, but they never start from the very root of his being, and that is, how can I be me? So unless you really at that time have gone through quite a lot and understand what life is about, and that right now, man, some game is happening, and realizing such that is a game, fine and dandy, then it's all right. But most people tend to be blinded by it. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
You know what I want to think of myself? As a human being. Because, I don't want to sound like, as Confucius say, but under the sky, under the heaven, man, there is but one family. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow, or it can crash. be water, my friend. Running water never grows stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing.
When I woke up this morning, things seemed different today. It was your words that did it. I finally hear what you say, that I control my own destiny. There is no force that can ever stop me. Oh, baby.
Open your heart to those feelings within. That's when you know that you're pulling your mind.
If
There's one thing I could come back and say. Life's what you make it, all you have is today.
your life,
Life is what
your
you make it,
life.
all you have is today.
You all express the human soul, and that to know yourself is to be made whole. Now I never fear another's wrath when I choose you in my path is past.
Open your heart to those feelings within.
That's when
You know that you're pulling your leg. There's one thing I could come back and say. Life's what you make it, all you have is today.
life is what you need. Words you love, help to see. That never and white, or whoever you might be. Under the stars, under the heavens, there is one family. Yes, Ruth, oh, your words did it. Say, time has set me free. It's finally set me free.
In your heart to those feelings
To the feeling within. That's when you know. That's when you know. Yeah, 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 yeah.
one thing I could come back and say. Life's what you make it, all you have is today. Make it, all you have is today.
For all you have is today.